Welcome back. Welcome back. You are listening to The Tube. Thank you for listening. If you are listening, it's because you probably listened to part one. It would be,
Hopefully, if
I don't
not,
know,
go
yeah.
back and listen to part one.
I mean, this one would probably still be entertaining, but
Yeah,
you
they-
should definitely listen to part one.
They tie into the same thing, but you don't have to listen in order.
Yeah, basically we just talked about alcohol and weed and the differences, just full breakdown of them and how we kind of experienced them in our young age and how we got them involved in our lives. And we all basically grew up in the same type of environment, so hopefully you can relate. And part two, we're planning on telling some stories.
Story time.
Some memories will be resurfaced, and they're going to directly relate to kind of high school memories with either alcohol or weed involved. That's the point of them. So for me, I don't even know where to begin.
Should we start with the Should we start with the process?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I don't know.
Just like kind of a general breakdown.
So, for us at least, and feel free to jump in and add, and hopefully for you guys as well, when there was a time in which you were drinking alcohol or smoking weed in high school, there was always kind of like the same breakdown of how it came about. And we'll start with like alcohol, which is almost always a party, but not always. But either way, you're still kind of going through the same process. Like, we are not 21 years old. So you're always just like scavenging random ass people. I don't know if it was just me, but like I wasn't ever directly like had a relationship with whoever was supplying me alcohol. It was always like a friend of a friend or like an older sibling.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't really know the person. They were kind of your plug.
Yeah, I mean, the dude who got me booze, I wasn't friends with him at all.
Yeah.
Because he was like way older than me, but it was one of my buddies, like older brothers.
sibling. Yeah. So.
Yeah, but yeah, there was like a whole process, because like a lot of times you just like send out like almost like a group text. You hit up like 5 or 6 different people, because most people like are not gonna go out of their way to go get you booze, especially if you're like, yo, can you get us booze tonight?
And it was a full on, like, you had to really plan ahead because you're completely relying on someone who, like we mentioned, we don't really know. So that means they probably don't give a shit about our night that much. Like, they don't have
That's
to
at
do
the
it.
bottom
They
of
don't
the
feel
list.
obligated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you hit people up for alcohol or weed, it was always just like, that's what I remember about it. It was never someone that you were like really truly friends with.
Nah, it was just
just
some rando who was old.
Yeah. And they just hooked you up. But yeah, in terms of like actually forming the party, was there any parties you'd been to where the parents were like there?
Yeah. Sure.
After homecoming, you mean? Like stuff like that? I guess that's the same thing.
I remember I don't know why this came to mind, but there was a New Year's party. It was probably junior year. It was at this whore's house. Her parents were upstairs, but they never came down, but we were getting fucking hammered. They were just like shitty parents who like didn't really care. Are you trying,
I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying
to figure
to
out who I'm talking about?
Yes, exactly.
I don't want to use names.
I've got a few like names in mind.
But yeah, I mean, it's a whore.
Not certain about either. Well, there's a few. But anyways, yeah, it was always like someone found out that you were kind of just like, I don't know, acquaintances with, if not friends. And then it was kind of just offshoots of people. Like, we never really had a core party where everyone there was like close friends with us. There's always randoms.
Oh yeah, always.
So I feel like the formation of a party, like, it starts with whoever's hosting, and then they kind of text like different people.
I mean, there would even be a lot of parties that we'd show up to that we were never formally invited to.
No.
But it was kind of just like an open invite.
It was just weird.
It was an open invite if you were like somewhat cool with the person.
It was just weird because like it would probably be like no, it could be girl or guy, but like they aren't directly friends with you, but one of their best friends, you're like maybe Snapchatting, then they sauce you the snap. They're just like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Chilling with Noll and Sickles," and they're just like, "You guys want to come here?" And we're just like, "Well, we don't really fuck with the girl's house, like the girl whose house it is, and we also weren't invited by her personally. Like you're telling us to come, and like you have no
Yeah, that would
say."
happen a lot. Like it'd be like I don't know, like say it would be like cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Um but they'd be like at their one cheerleader friend's house who like we're not friends with at all
Yeah, exactly.
and like is like kind of weird. But for whatever reason they're just like, "Yo, come over." And we're like are their parent like what's the situation
Yeah.
here?
We always, that's another thing. Like you always needed the full rundown of like the logistics.
Yeah, cuz like depending on like if it was a party or a sneak out, like if it was a party and like it was planned ahead, like
Hmm.
you had to go there was a whole process.
Oh yeah.
So like you had to line up booze for the night. Um
Once you got
at
those,
least
just
me, like and I think a lot of us, some people had like cooler parents who were like okay with sleeping over at like girls' houses or for parties or whatever like earlier in high school. But mine weren't
mine were
till like
not.
probably like maybe junior or senior year,
Same.
probably towards the end of junior year. But even then, like my mom was never like happy about it, but she'd be like, okay, like I guess you can go. But I fucking lost my train of thought.
No, just you're right. It was the first line of business is find your friends because you're not rolling up to a party by yourself. Never.
Oh, the process that's what I was talking about. Um, with like when it was a planned out party, yeah, a lot of times like I wouldn't even try because like I knew my mom like wouldn't be cool with it. So you have to figure out like a whole plan as to like who's somebody that your mom knows, but she like doesn't know the parents, but she knows them enough that she doesn't need
she
to call.
she trusts them.
Like
So
she won't call
it's the
because they're not like real. It's like
real
if they're
tight.
real tight, she's gonna call. If she doesn't know them at all, they're gonna call. But if she kind of knows them, maybe talk to them a few times, but
My,
like trust them as a parent. So you just say that kid's house. That's where you're sleeping.
there's this classification of friends we all had that we were really good friends, like homies,
Yeah.
but never to the point where your parents had met each other. So I feel like that was always the good medium. Like I can think of a few names like core bros we have
I
that
mean,
I'd use them.
my parents never met your parents till like I
Exactly.
graduated. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think it was like my grad party. Your dad and mom introduced themselves. Like I don't. There was no reason, but like
No,
our
definitely.
parents had just like never really met, but it was kind of cool for whatever reason.
So I would have been the perfect example for you and vice versa.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what I'm talking about with that happy medium. So yeah, I think step 1, you hear there's a party. You're in high school. Step 2, you find your bros that you're going to roll through with because you're not showing up alone. Who the fuck does that? Step 3, once it's been like agreed upon, alcohol. Because you got to jump on that early,
Yeah.
like during the school day.
Well, like I almost remember at the beginning of high school, parties weren't BYOB. Now like it's just known like bring something for yourself cuz like you're not drinking my shit. Like that's kind of just common shit now. But I remember like smaller parties, not even smaller parties, but back in the day, if someone was throwing a party, there was usually one person who was like in charge of all the alcohol.
Yeah, and they were
And they
supplying
were
it for
collecting
everyone.
money from everybody
Yeah, yeah.
and like they would get like 2 cases and a handle or whatever and like there'd always be a whole argument over like what type of liquor they get
For
because like
some reason, I
all the
never.
girls want vodka pink lemonade but the guys just want fucking burnett's because everyone's banging on a buck.
I don't. For some reason, I never remember like paying for for alcohol in that type of a situation though. Like I feel like you either brought your own or you just kind of showed up and there was just shit there and you kind of just took it. I feel like I don't remember paying for some reason unless I was buying it personally for myself.
Well, you're a bad friend then. You probably owe a lot of people money.
No, because again, these are the parties like I don't really know this person super well, but their best friend, I got a streak with them. So,
Well, I
boom.
remember like specifically like one kid, um, like none of us were like tight with him, but like we were at the level where like if he had a party, we could just show up.
Yes, I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about. But
Um,
I think we supplied ourselves for that one.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But like I don't know. Yeah, certain people. That's the other thing. Like certain parties were just like kind of an open
Absolute
invite.
free for alls.
Yeah, because like you'd have fuckers who had parents who like worked out of town constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Like parents are divorced, they live with their mom. Their mom's out of town like 3 or 4 days a week. So that type of shit. So there were those parties, but then there were the ones that were just like more refined, like just your homies. Um, and then like you can even go into like you said when you're just like chilling with your boys, Snapchatting one of the girls, and they're like sneak over
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
And we talked about sneak outs in was it nostalgia? Is that what
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
talking about? Yeah.
Or no, it was before. That was our first episode, was sneak outs.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, in terms of, it wasn't even technically a party, I guess, but like for some reason, like they were drinking. I don't know how, but maybe the girl was just like, I'm not gonna throw a party, but I'll have friends over and we'll drink and it'll be easy because no one's home. And then like you get the invite to like come over at like 1 a.m. So then you got to finesse that situation.
You got to figure out. You fucking Google Map that
That's
shit. See how long the walk is.
oftentimes
Check
that's
the
when
weather.
oftentimes that's when weed came in clutch.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so recapping. Step 1, find your bros. Step 2,
Where are you sleeping?
find the alcohol. Step 3, where are you sleeping? Then you decide, all right, what house? You never ask your parents at that time. You're just planning ahead.
Yeah, you have to have everything set in
And then you
stone.
set it like with the person, and then oftentimes that person's like, all right, word, I'll use your house. So then it's kind of like a, just
yeah,
like
there
a
was just like a
trade-off.
whole fucking
It was
like,
unwritten
spider
rules.
web of like people staying in other people's houses.
Exactly.
So like you're staying at Ben's house, but Ben's staying at my house, but I'm staying at someone else.
Mine,
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just like such a random web and kind of an unwritten rule that like if you were using someone else's
And
house,
if
like
a
they
par-
had full permission to
like
use
and
yours.
if a parent like wanted to call, like you're just like, you know what, like I don't even want to go anymore, mom, never mind.
Oh. All right, so that's step 3 is find where to sleep. Step 4 is asking your parents, and that was always like for some reason we were real nervous about it, like almost every time, as if like they knew we were up to something, which like they probably weren't, because oftentimes when you say you're going to that guy's house, you probably are.
Yeah.
then you guys are just chilling.
Like 90% of the
Yeah.
time you're not lying about
But
that.
exactly, and then the 10% that is a lie and you're gonna use a party, like you're super freaking nervous, even though they probably, the reason you're saying that guy's name is so that there is no like, why would you be
There's no
staying there?
question,
Yeah, there's
yeah.
no question. It's not weird at all. So that was always funny. So that's step 4, asking the parents. Step 5, execution. And that is where the thrill lies, truthfully. The thrill of showing up somewhere and just like you're completely doing something you're not supposed to and you're in a place you're not supposed to be.
Dude, like I think showing up to somebody's house when you're sneaking out, that's like
It's such
it's
a
just sick because they
Yeah.
just like open the door and
Yeah.
you just like walk in with the boys.
Yes,
just, like,
exactly.
Yes, we're here.
like 2 or 3 of you and you guys just slide in and they're just kind of looking at you guys like they'd been chilling for hours. Like, that's so true. Like they're just sitting on the couches like where they'd been the whole time, and then we just walk in like
Pretty much
backpacks
like
on.
pretty much no reaction to you walking in the door either.
Never a what's up. It's just like they kind of have accepted that you're there and they're just going to go on and we're just going to like mesh into the conversation. Like they do not move. They're completely comfortable in blankets,
Yeah,
like
we
hoodies
just like
probably.
sit around them.
We're hood up, hat forward, backpacks stacked. All 3 of us for some reason have backpacks.
Fucking shoes covered in
Yes,
dew.
I was just going to say.
Shoes are
Shoes on.
soaked.
You don't know if you should take them off or not.
No, because you always got to be ready to bolt.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
Dude, like especially parties in high school, bro. I kept my shoes on at all times.
Well,
Cause like if a parent or somebody comes home, cops show up or something, you got to be ready to fucking dip. You can't have time to grab your shoes.
Well, it's funny, like when it was time to like go to sleep and you were like at some random's house and just scounging the fucking floors and couches and tables for a place to fucking sleep. like I have all my shit like on me basically. Like my backpack is ready to go, like in case of emergency, right next to my head, so that if there is a situation, I just fucking
Just grab your
grab the
shit, pop the
backpack.
shoes
Yep,
on, and
shoes
you're
on.
good to go.
Exactly. So definitely place of sleep came into account. But yeah, I'd say that's the process when we were in high school. Um, so again, we're doing our best not to name names, but with these stories, we're basically spelling it out if you know us.
Yeah, I mean, if you know us, you know who we're talking about.
So hopefully you catch on, but out of respect, we're not going to say their names. So, what would you say are some parties or hangouts or sneakouts that are sticking out in your brain right now?
I mean, there's I don't even know how to say it without
The
a name.
party?
Yeah, I mean, there's
Or
the
no,
party,
well, I call it the night.
the night.
Well, that's like kind of a universally
We went to
used.
Buttermilk that day. Do you remember that?
We might not be talking about the same night
No,
anymore.
like the biggest party that ever happened, pretty much.
We went to Buttermilk that day?
Yes. It was one of our girlfriend's birthdays, too. And she may or may have not gotten fucked under the waterfall at Buttermilk.
Oh. That was the same day.
Yeah, bro.
For some reason, I don't remember that.
Her getting banged might have not been the same day, but it was her birthday, and we were at Buttermilk that day, I remember.
Yeah. So, obviously, number one, almost all of
We'll just call that is that the night? Is that what you were talking about?
The night is kind of, I've heard multiple people call it that.
Well, because so much shit happened. Like, so many. So, pretty much, it was one of our friends had a party. And so, like, the thing is the dude who had the party, he didn't go to Hampton, so he was only friends with like a handful of guys, but everybody kind of knew like of him, I guess,
because of these parties. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just the facts.
and then for whatever reason, like, I don't know how this party was like any different. It just got fucking out of hand, but I mean, probably at its peak. I mean, it doesn't sound like a ton of people, but how many people at the peak do you think there were? Like close
50?
I think more like 70.
Like all there at once?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 50 is a lot of people, dude. Like, no matter how you look at it, 50 people in a house,
True.
it's a lot of fucking people.
Whatever it
I'd
was,
probably
there was
say
a lot of
50.
fucking people.
But aggregate over the night, probably like
200.
100 to 150.
Yeah,
like
'cause-
of just random ass
'cause
people
there
that had
were-
been there.
There were just heads rolling through from like all over. So you had fucking Pine Richland heads, you had Fox Chapel heads,
Central
fucking
Catholic,
Central heads,
NA,
NA
but yeah,
heads, like rando fucks would show up. And like a lot of people ended up like were getting kicked out at the door just because like none of the dudes knew who they were. But then there'd just be like 10 chicks from NA that
just
also
roll in.
nobody knew who they were. But
No one.
come on in.
Person hosting the party definitely didn't know most of the people that rolled through that night. But anyways, that's the most memorable for sure.
Yeah.
Is the night.
So everybody, like pretty much everybody was there at some point throughout the night. And it's probably, when did the scare happen? Because I left before the scare happened. The police, like somebody said that the cops were on their way, and that's when shit just like started going south.
So I wish I could tell the story. Like, I wish I heard everyone's side of the story, but like we said, that would literally be impossible because there were like 100 people there that night. But if I had every side of the story, I could know like the timeline of events, but all we really have are our own personal stories of how shit went down. But for me, at least, like, I've told this story to a bunch of people, but I live in the same neighborhood as this person. So I had walked down there later on in the night, and I actually came across two of the fellow party goers on the street in our neighborhood with like flashlights on, whatever, and they're like, "Have you seen this girl?" And I'm just like not thinking, right? I'm on my way to the party, and like obviously I have motives, so I'm just like, no, like haven't, because I hadn't, and I just didn't care. And they're just like, all right, thanks. But I definitely thought it was weird that like they were walking on the street.
Were they like far away from the party house?
Like dead center, probably in between me and that house.
And there's, I mean, there's a good 200 yards between your houses.
Yeah. So I mean, they were probably on like a
Measurement
5-minute
yards.
walk at that point away. So that's when I first like should have been concerned, but like I said, we were literally children and just like you just had no like form of responsibility really at that point. Like
When
looking back, if someone said this person's missing, like I definitely just like kind of focus on that for at least a portion of time, as opposed to just like brushing it off. Like, okay, who gives
like,
a
nope,
fuck?
haven't seen her. Sorry.
But again, that was kind of the nature of the party. Like it was just so fucking insane how many people were there and just how much you literally just everyone was just doing whatever the fuck they want.
And
But
like
that just kind of seemed like another thing that whatever.
Like I just remember at one point I was just standing there and there were just like a ton of people in the house and I was just looking around and like I was seeing like people dancing with people that like not shouldn't be dancing together, but just like random fucking duos just linking up. Like dudes and chicks who have never talked to each other fucking grinding up on each other like there's no tomorrow. But
This party couldn't have been more random.
no, it was
Like in
really
terms of the
random
people
and
that
it
were
was
there.
like unnecessarily like hype and there were so many people there and like the whole back porch was filled. Like there was no effort to keep it quiet.
Exactly.
People were outside getting hammered, smoking, chilling, playing music outside. Like it was a complete open house.
Truthfully, it makes sense that it got as insane as it did, and I guess like in hindsight, as kind of adults now, like yeah, we definitely deserved for like some shit to go south at that point because this kid, again, at this point, he's already known around Hampton as a kid who throws parties, and he doesn't even go to Hampton. So like he had thrown parties in the past that had gotten pretty crazy, but not quite this level. But it was kind of like everyone was like, "Holy shit, you can like kind of do whatever the fuck you want when you're there." Like it's just a complete like. There's no like, oh, stay quiet. Oh, stay in the
No,
basement.
total free for all,
And that was the first time we'd ever
inside and out.
first time we'd ever like gotten that in our high school lives. So it was just such a thrill, and that had probably been the third or fourth party at that point that was huge, and it just escalated to a point that boiled over.
So back to the missing girl. So
If you like don't know the story, this probably sounds so funny.
walking, so you were coming to the party and she was already missing.
Yes,
So she was gone
newly
for a fucking
missing.
while.
Well, no, that was like fresh off, right? Because they're
Right, but
walking
you
back.
when were you were coming over probably
It was late, because I mean, there's a whole thing. Like I wasn't even invited, so like I couldn't even come till later. So
I feel like I left at like 1:30ish. And I remember I was outside, I was fucking hammered, and two of my boys were gonna Uber back with me to my house to sleep, just because like we weren't even gonna make the effort to sleep there because there were way too many people. And and for somebody offered me a cig, and I mean I talked about this in part one. Drunk cigs are hit or miss with me, and it was miss with this one. So I took it, and I fucking probably smoked half of it, and I put it out, and like everything started spinning, and I was just hosing it in the backyard. And I was like, all right, boys, like I'm calling the Uber. If you like want to come, we're leaving now. So like we got out of there like before I had any idea of shit going south. Um,
yeah, because I remember you when I had arrived, you weren't there.
yeah, okay, so
So yeah,
yeah,
I was there pretty
I
late.
think I left at like 1:30. I don't know why that time's in like sticking in my head, but that's what I'm remembering. Um,
So yeah,
but
you had
we
no
went
idea.
home.
So you had
We're
no
at
idea.
no, we went home. We were at my house probably by like 2 o'clock, and we all just went to bed. And then it's probably 4 in the morning, and my buddy's phone goes off. He's getting a call, and we're like, like we all wake up, and we're like who the fuck is calling right now? And it's his mom. So we're like, all right, like I hope everything's okay. Because like I don't know, she knew like we were drinking and that he was coming to my house. Like there was nothing that she didn't know was going on. So I guess I don't know. We were kind of worried. You're getting a call from your mom at 4 in the morning. Something's wrong. Um, so he answers the phone, and it's not his mom talking. It's a Hampton police officer, and he's like, "This is Officer
whatever.
so and so with the Hampton police. We got word that you and the missing girl, you were seen with the missing girl at this time, and that she went home with you. And so like my buddies, we're all half asleep at this point. He's like what are you talking? Like I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Like you literally just woke me up. I'm at my friend's house. It's just me, him, and my other buddy. Like I don't know what you're talking about. Um. So then like the cop hangs up or whatever, and his parents come over. And I like go upstairs. I'm like, I gotta wake my mom and tell her what's happening. I was like, so you know that party we were at? I guess somebody's missing. At that point, I didn't even. I guess I did know who it was.
Yeah, you've probably been texting like someone that was
Well,
involved.
oh, that was the other thing because when we got up, all of our phones, we all had missed calls and text from like everybody,
Yeah.
and we're like, what the fuck is happening? So I go up and tell my mom, and I was like, yo, like Z's parents are coming over to pick him up. Like, I don't. The cops just showed up at his house, so like, I don't know. His parents are pissed, and I just remember like me, my mom, and Z are standing out in the driveway, and his parents pull up, and he just gets in the back seat, and his dad says, "You stink." Just because I guess he like smelled like booze or whatever, but I don't know. He was just super fucking pissed, and like my mom and his mom were just like talking. She's like, "I'm so sorry to wake you up," and my mom's like, "No, like don't worry about it." But like at this point, we like still really have no fucking clue what happened. Like all we know is that like a girl who like we're all friends with, and it's also one of our boys' sisters, is missing.
So
And then I'll give it to you because at
exactly,
this time you're still at the house or you're around the neighborhood still
you're
involved.
giving the most blessed perspective in a way.
I know,
Like
that's what I'm
you
saying,
were
dude.
never
That
involved.
drunk sig saved me, dude, because a lot of people fucking got underages. There was a DUI or two that night. Like people people that was a fucking terrible night for some people.
Oh, terrible.
But
Life changing.
that drunk sig saved me and it saved two of my boys.
Exactly.
So I'm fucking happy about it, I guess.
So I, like I mentioned previously, was unlucky enough to have been arriving as shit was going south. So I basically got like no fun portion of the night. Like I got there and maybe like 30 minutes passed, and I don't know why, but like I was just in a bedroom and like was passed out. And so maybe like another 20 minutes passed and I'm like half asleep
Wait,
with other.
you went to the party and just went to sleep?
Yeah, I probably partied for a half hour, and then everyone was just beat by that point.
Oh,
Because again, if you left at 1:30, like I'm probably rolling up 2, 3,
shit was like winding
dying,
down by
dying,
then.
dying. Yeah, there were probably only like 20 people there at that point too.
And at this point, is there any mention of cops coming?
no
Yeah.
cops coming at all. First of all, almost
So-
everyone was asleep. So,
so
like of the 20
People
people,
are either asleep or gone.
yes,
And then there's probably like 10 or 15
Stranglers.
people still
Yeah.
hammered, smoking, drinking.
there's stragglers for sure, just like kind of hanging out. But anyways, we go to sleep, and there's a few other people in the bed, and like this girl just burst through our door. Like we had it locked, she just straight broke it because her best friends were like in the room. So she's like, "Cops are coming, we gotta go." And at this point, I didn't put two and two together with when I had heard that there was a missing person on the walk there.
That was ours.
You know, and we're also drunk.
Drinking,
Yeah. So I'm just like, holy fuck. Luckily, like mentioned previously, I live in the neighborhood, so we just bounced back to my house.
Just like, all right, ladies, we're going to my house.
Yeah. Me and whoever else. So all of a sudden, the other people are starting to wake up. Like, I was smart in that the second I hear the word cops, I'm gone, dude. Like, there's no, like, oh, I'll save you.
Shoes and
Like,
backpack on,
dude,
you're out the door.
every man for them fucking selves, all right? Like, I'm gone. I'm not getting fucked. So we come back here, and there's just mountains of texts piling up, probably around the same time you were getting texts, but we're still sleeping.
Yeah, I was out cold by then.
Yeah, because the cops hadn't showed up yet. So we get back here, and we're just getting tons of texts, and it's just the people that are still at the house, like, just now waking up. And by this point, the cops are probably outside. Like, that's why they're waking up. So, like, they had
Okay.
slept through the shit. Like, we got saved by
So-
this one person.
It's not like it was like mayhem going through the house. Like someone just like bursted in, said cops are here, and that was it. It's not like someone was running through the house telling everybody.
Whoever was awake was the only people that knew, and then it was up to them to, like, save someone who was sleeping. But if there was a group of
How did they
people,
know?
I don't know. I literally don't know.
Because didn't the girl's dad show up at one point?
Yes, but
Or
I
is
don't
that
know if the
later on?
cops showed up first or the dad.
I think the dad showed up. He
Yeah, I
said he
think
was
he
going to call
showed
the
up.
cops, and then he left and called them.
But anyways, yeah, so just mountains of text and people are like, please, like, let us come. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna have a situation where all the cars that were in front of that house are now in front of my house.
Yeah.
So like, call me a dick. I don't care. Like, I was just like, no, no one's coming here.
And like I was thinking about this today. Like obviously it's hard to say this if you're not in the situation, but like now, even being 20, like it could still get an underage. Like if someone said the cops are coming, dude, I don't even know if I'd like really like like I'd probably leave, but like I'm not gonna like sprint into the woods with no shoes on and like hide under someone's deck till the morning.
No,
Like, but I guess at that point, when
no,
you're
yeah,
younger, you think
exactly.
it's such a big deal to get an underage, but it's really not.
Because it's your biggest fear in the moment. And that's kind of connects back to what we've been talking about the past 2 episodes is like the thrill. There has to be some sort of danger. There has to be some sort of consequence that you're avoiding. That's a part of the thrill. That's the whole reason the thrill exists, is
Yeah.
because there is a negative side. And it's literally your worst nightmare that that side actually happens and comes true. So in the moment when it is happening all right in front of you and you can't really like think about it for too long
You have
because you're
no time
freaking
to
out.
think.
Exactly. You're just like, holy fuck, like I can't do this. And like Noel mentioned, there were people running, there were people driving
People
away,
were hopping in their
attempting.
cars, dude. Like
It was just complete chaos, and it's
you're hopping in your car drunk to avoid an underage.
yes, like such a bad move at the time, but like we're all just
Terrible
hammered and
luck.
young, and it's just like that's kind of what happens. But that's yeah, that's the craziest party story we had during our time in high school for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, pretty much to sum up the end, the cops showed up. People start sprinting out of the house. Some people are in cars.
Already, yeah.
So they're getting pulled out of the car, DUI right there.
And basically,
Lots of underages. One of our close friends actually, she did the dash and she got away, and it was awesome. It's a fucking amazing story. Um, they were sitting in the car, um, and she was in the back seat, and the cop walked up to the car and he asked for everybody's name. And I guess as soon as he asked that,
she bolted.
she opens the door and fucking bolts into the woods, no shoes on. All she had, did she? I guess she probably had her phone with her, huh? No phone.
This was one of those people that never had their phone on them at parties.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh my god, I have a Snapchat. Oh my god, you're right, dude. She was on her iPad tracking her parents, or like making sure that her parents weren't tracking her. I forgot about that. Yeah, so she had no phone. It's probably 3:34 in the morning. Cops ask her for a name. She opens the car door and sprints in the woods and gets away.
For the time being.
She does wipe out a few times. She has a couple
Well, she didn't
bumps
end up
and bruises.
like she didn't get away.
I guess
Like temporarily got away. Still got in trouble in the end, but yeah. I mean, people, if you were still at that location at the time the cops showed up, I don't know anyone that kind of got off easy besides the few that like we were like, how?
Well, I mean, we know one who most likely ratted.
Exactly. So like people got off, but most didn't, and a lot of those people were very good friends with. So that's definitely why it was a life-changing night. Um so you want to tell the story of when you first smoked weed?
Well, the true first time, I'm going to sound like a fucking little piece of shit here. It was after 8th grade day. We had like this big carnival in the middle school, and then I went to my buddy's house, and we got stoned. We didn't even get stoned, though. I smoked a bowl, and I think I kind of felt it, but I wasn't really stoned. But then maybe like a week or two later, me and 3 of my friends went to our other friend's house, who's a year older than us, and his parents were up at their camp for the weekend. Um, So I remember we smoked out of like a water bottle bong with like
Mm-hmm.
a pen cap and
Yep.
everything, like the whole old little setup. Um, and yeah, we just smoked like a couple bowls out of that, and like I was straight hallucinating.
What do you mean,
Um,
seeing things?
yeah, I saw I so he probably lived like a half hour walk or like a 5 minute drive from my other friend's house who we were staying at that night. Um, and like this was back when my parents would track my phone, so um, I remember like telling them like, "Yo, we're going over to so and so's house. Um, we're just gonna walk back later." Um, and they were just like, "Okay, that's fine. Just like be careful and like make sure you're back at your buddy's house like before like 11 or whatever it was."
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we all get fucking fried and then we begin our trek back to his house. But we do it cutting through yards just because we don't want to get like seen by cops or anything.
Yeah, on the main roads.
Yeah. Um. So I mean a lot of it's still pretty patchy, but I remember we had to kind of walk through this dude's yard, but it was like a big hill. It was like kind of a hill, like a slight incline, but it was like really open. And there was like a wood like fence, like one you'd see on like a farm, like just like a shitty one.
Yeah.
And like I swear to this day I saw cows and like there were cows in the field.
On the other side of the fence?
No, in the fence. And like I was trying to chase them and then they just like disappear when I got close. And like I was getting really frustrated and I was like, "Boys, do you not see the cattle right now?" And they're like, "Yo, like, you got to chill."
Because they're older than you too, so it's like, yo, relax, dude.
Yeah, well, cuz it was my one friend who's just like a man child, so he's like a veteran and he can just like drink as much or smoke as much and like he's just one of those dudes who always keeps his cool. And then the other kid was older, so like he was fine cuz he had been smoking. And then it was me and
And this is the first time you're actually baked.
it was me and uh oh, fuck it, I'll say it. It was me and Sickles. So
Yeah,
like
well, Sickles is our producer. He's the only name we've been using,
yeah,
so
so
he's
like
kind of tied in with this
Sickles
podcast.
is fucking he was shredded, but like I think that was literally his first time. It was probably my second or third, but it was the first
He
time I
was
got
shredded.
wrecked. And I think I was like somehow higher than him. But like we were in the woods at one point and like we started punching trees because like we not actually punching trees, but like air punching trees.
Uh-huh.
And we were really into Minecraft back then. So Sickles was just like standing next to the tree, like just like each punch he was like Minecraft, 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 and like and
Dude,
our
you guys were
we were no,
destroyed.
we were like I swear we were hallucinating. Um, but like I remember our friend was like yo, you guys gotta shut the fuck up because we were like in someone's backyard, and he's like shut the fuck
Oh
up
my god, you
and
guys
like
were probably such a liability.
and like I was being such a dick, like I kept saluting him. I was like, "Yes, sir, Commander," and like I was like, "Yes, I'll try to stay quiet for you, General." And I was like just fucking with him so hard. And then at one point, Sickles goes to take a piss, and like we're in the woods, and he like goes off to the side, and I just get like this look in my eyes, and I just go full out sprint and like run up to him behind him and just shove him like as he's taking a piss. So then he like pisses all over his leg and he gets all pissed at me. And like everybody's pissed at me at this point. They're like, "Yo, you got to stop being a dick, dude." And I'm like,
Yeah,
Minecraft, Minecraft. Like
you're
I'm
completely.
wasted, dude.
Oh my god.
And like, mind you, this is probably 3 hits of weed.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the first time you get high, you're like destroyed no matter what level you're on because you
Yeah.
had never felt like that before.
So, so we just kept walking, and then we're probably like another 10-minute walk from my buddy's house that my parents like thought we were
Think you're
staying
at.
at. And my dad texts me and he says, "Where are you?" And like anytime my parents used to ask me where are you, that meant
They knew where you were.
they know where I am and they want to know why I'm there. So from them tracking me, they see I'm in the middle of the woods, like a good quarter mile from my buddy's house. And like as soon as I see that text, we all just full out sprint to his house, dude. And I still remember it like it was yesterday, but like the amount of stamina I had to get, like I swear, dude, I
Oh,
sprinted a quarter mile like as fast as I could. And I just remember like seeing like three other dudes just sprinting down the street, and you can just hear like our feet smacking the
yes.
asphalt. So it's just you just hear like straight smacks off the ground. So we were loud as fuck. And like when you're running real fast, but then you like try to slow down, that's when you like really start
Yeah.
smacking your feet down.
True.
Um, exactly. But yeah, and then like we got back, and I was just like we're at my buddy's house. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, okay, like all right, good night,
Yeah.
and that was it. But yeah, dude, I was like totally hallucinating the first time I got absolutely stoned.
I don't know why this one story like sticks out to me, but it's kind of like the only one I remember of like us getting high in high school, and it involves our buddy Sickles once again. But we like hit a move. We hit a movie one time. Forget the movie. But we're in high school and we smoked before, and so we go in.
Wait, where did we smoke before?
I literally don't know.
Did we smoke at my temple? Like in the woods near like near the DMV? Or was that a different time?
No, I think that was a
I
different time.
smoked with someone in the woods like near my fucking temple that I grew up at. Uh and we went to the movies. I didn't know if it was that time, but you saying that just like sparked something.
I don't know where the fuck we smoked before, but anyways, we go to the movie. It's fine. And then as we're walking out to the car, there's two cops just standing outside the movie theater doors, just
As always,
talking. Yeah, just I mean,
there's literally always cops at the movie theater.
which like
So
good.
like totally normal.
Yeah, like good. They should be. But at the time, we're like young kids and we're paranoid. But I mean, you and I didn't think anything of it. We were just like, all right, keep it cool. Let's go to the car. Like they're not gonna be like, why are these kids at a movie at 10:30 at night? Like super normal. So we're walking, and we walk past them, and we're in the parking lot now, probably about 10 to 20 steps past them. And Sickles just looks at me, at least. I don't know if you heard, but he just goes, they know. I was like, what? And he's like, they know. Like, we got to get out of here. And I was like, what are you talking about, dude?
That was like one of the last times you smoked, wasn't it? Like, because for a while, like Sickles would like smoke like a decent bit with
Oh,
the
yeah.
boys.
Well, Sickles was one, probably is still, even though I haven't smoked with him in years, like the person I've smoked with the most, like up there, at least in the top few people.
Yeah, but
Because we
at the
smoked
same
so
time,
much.
it's been like years.
But yeah, this is in like mid high school. I don't even know exactly, but he's just absolutely tweaking at these two cops outside the movie theater. And I was just like, dude, relax. But he was freaking out. And it was just so funny
They
because
know.
that's like, they know is like the signature line from that story. It's him just looking at me and saying they know. And me and you were like,
Like what?
who? Like what? No,
I'm
what?
like, even if they
Yeah.
do, so what?
Yeah. They're not stopping us. They were
Yeah,
just,
like
they didn't even look
you
at
can't
us.
stop someone for being stoned.
It was just so funny.
Going to the movies,
Oh,
no harm in that.
but yeah, keeping it with the theme of people just absolutely tweaking. I want to tell the story about this person, certain person, used to be in the squad, used to be regularly in the squad as well,
Oh yeah,
and then whatever goes on, and they're no longer with us in in
in
our
the
group of
squad.
in the squad.
they're still alive.
Yeah, no longer with us.
Yeah.
I guess spiritually, with us, they're not.
No.
But anyways, yeah, you can tell the story of her
Were you there?
experience at Bryant. Uh,
Were you there?
no.
No. Okay. Um. So like, I don't know how entertaining the story will be unless you know what I'm talking about. But like I can't make it that interesting. It was just funny what happened.
We'll just hit the
Yeah. So
hit the
like
bullet points.
Bryant is like this little back road. It's like right along train tracks in like a little creek, and it used to be like pretty popular smoke spot back in high school. Um, that was the other thing I just want to point out real quick. when we smoked in high school, we did it at the like stupidest spots you could ever. We would smoke literally like 50 yards from the high school on the regular.
I was gonna say like the rec
And like
parking lot
yeah, we'd smoke in Hampton Park all the time.
all the
Now
time.
like if you gave me $100 to smoke a joint in Hampton Park, I don't know if I'd do it.
No
I think I'd
chance.
just be like I'm okay.
And there was definitely just like so many better places we could have gone to, but for some reason, I guess these were just like the well-known
Yeah, because
ones.
you couldn't go to like there was only like one or two like people's parents who were cool with smoking.
Yeah, so you're always going to some public place.
Yeah. Um and like I feel like we didn't even stress about it all that much like back then. I mean a little bit, but like
No,
now if like I was in a car and like people pulled up to Hampton Park and were like, "Yo, we're going to smoke a blunt." I'd be like, "Yo, like can I get out of here?"
not with me here. But yeah, for some reason, it was like the fact that those places were used so regularly, we felt like safe at them, but we definitely shouldn't have.
Yeah, well, because I mean, cops had pulled up on me like multiple times in Hampton Park,
Oh yeah.
but nothing ever happened. They're just like, "What are you guys doing?"
Well,
We're like hanging out. They're like, "Okay."
and we know people at Bryant that have had cops roll up,
Yeah.
so like it was just a sketchy place.
So back to Bryant, you like kind of walk like through like some thick foliage, and then up this hill, and there's like this weird like big concrete thing. I don't even know what the
Yeah.
like, what was that?
Wasn't it?
Part of a bridge or
Bridge. I was gonna
something?
say I
Yeah.
thought it was a bridge
So
for the train.
it was like one of the pillars for like a bridge, but it was like just like kind of in the middle of this hill. Um, and it was kind of cool because you could see the road from there, but the road couldn't see you. Like the cars on the road couldn't see you. So like that just became the spot like throughout high school, especially in the summer, just because it was like nice and naturey, and then you could go walk down the train tracks like towards the water. Um, but we were pulling tubes up there. Classic, you know. Got the
Someone at a
boys.
station.
Oh yeah, the mobile station.
Nice.
Mobile station's classic.
Yeah.
You take the protein shake bottle,
Yep.
and you can just keep a water bottle in there at all times with the lid
It's
on it.
so funny how the
Toss that
protein
bitch.
shake bottle has become like such a go-to for
Yeah,
the
it's the
mobile
mobile
tube
tube
station.
station. That's what it
You can
is.
completely lock it down.
Yeah, yeah. You can it can flip all around your backpack. You just gotta wipe off the top of the water bottle before you hit it, or it's gonna taste like tit. But so we're all pulling tubes, just chilling, and some of the girls show up. Um, so I don't even like I can't even really remember if the other one smoked, but one of them was like gassing herself up. She's like, "Fuck yeah, I'll smoke with the boys. Let's go." Bitch takes one tube. Oh my god.
Really? Instant? Like
It was yeah, within 30 seconds she's on all fours hosing it,
all
dude.
fours.
And like she was puking, but like she was at that level of puke where like you're like fuck, dude. Like you can't keep your head up. Like you start blinking real slow. Like
Oh my
you're
god.
sweating
You're
bullets.
absolutely gone.
Like you're super weak. You can't like do anything. Um. So she's just absolutely totaled off. Maybe a tenth of a gram of weed. Maybe a 20th actually.
Yeah, not
Um,
even. Tubes use very little
you
weed.
could probably get 20 tubes out of a gram. But she was fucking totaled, and like for a while, like now if this happened, like I'd have no hesitation calling somebody's parents and being like, "Yo, they smoke too much weed. Like you got to come pick them up."
At this age, yeah,
At
for
this
sure.
age, like it wouldn't be a problem. Like I would literally call any of our friends' parents if somebody was too stoned, and I'd be like, "Listen, we just smoked some weed. Can you come like pick up your kid because
Yeah.
they're fucked." But at this point, like we were really hesitating. We didn't want to do
Oh
that.
yeah, no.
So like we're giving her water and shit. And we're like, "You're gonna be like all right." And
You're
like
gonna be all right.
and like so not only is she like very sick at this point, she's fucking stoned as shit. So she's like freaking the fuck out. And I wish one of the girls was here to tell the story because they kind of went off to the side, and I guess someone made the game plan to call her dad to come pick her up.
Oh really?
Yeah. Um. So like her dad pull. I don't know why I'm thinking this, but I feel like she might have not gotten caught. She like either she called her dad or maybe one of her friends did, and they said she got like really sick, and like it's a pretty religious family we're talking about, I guess. So I don't think they really
They even thought
expected
twice about.
her. Yeah,
Yeah.
like hearing that, they don't like most parents' initial thought is like, okay, they're hammered
Yeah.
or they're doing something they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But to those parents, I think we were just taking like a nature walk,
They
and
couldn't have even imagined that
and
their daughter had
and
like done something
she
like that.
got like some allergies or something. But
Food
yeah, then her
poisoning.
like dad picked her up, and I remember like all the boys are still sitting on top of the hill, like watching from afar, and then all the girls are like standing down there with her, like escorting her to the car, cause like she could like it was hard for her to like get down the hill and
How
like
many
back
people were
across.
there?
There's probably like 7 or 8 of us,
Okay.
less than 10, more than 5 probably.
Yeah. That's
But yeah, she was. I mean, one tube, and she was instantly on all fours, just hosing it.
it's funny. I can't imagine her like in that state of mind at all.
Well, yeah, cause yeah, it's just unexpected. I guess I don't know. And like I said, I don't think anybody else even smoked. Like any of the other girls smoked. I think she was just kind of gassing herself up, and then she fucked up big time. And it was like a Wednesday. Like this was after school one day too. Like it wasn't a weekend. Like we all just like linked up there after school.
That's crazy that the girls came to like smoke on a weekday after school.
I know.
Seems like unthinkable.
Yeah, right.
uh,
But like I said, I think she might have been the. I think they might have just been chilling. Um, but yeah, man, she was totaled.
oh my god. Dude, all I can think of right now for some reason is like the different group chats we kind of had. Like I always had a group chat with like different sets of people. Some of people were overlapping, but it's just crazy to think like each one kind of had its own purpose. Like I bet the people that you rolled up to Bryant with at that point to smoke like were regulars. Like you guys were probably a pretty solid squad that smoked together often.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm saying excluding the girls, like just the bros.
Yeah, I really only remember specifically like one guy. Like I can only pick out one name of somebody who was there, but yeah, I think there was a decent group of us.
Yeah, speaking of the group chats, like there's some there's some that they had the certain connections because at that point in high school, like there weren't many different opportunities to party. It was commonly like the same ones over and over.
Yeah.
So with like this one person, when she would have a party, I distinctly remember like the group of dudes that were like in this group chat and like we always hit each other up to go to that one specific girl's house. And
Younger than us?
yeah,
Okay.
and she's the one who, one night shit just went south, literally.
Oh my god, that's not even who I thought you were talking about. What an awesome segue. Yeah, so neither of us were there,
No.
but there was a girl, and I guess so this had to have been I think this was my freshman year, so she might have been an 8th grader
Wow.
because the dudes she was hanging out with were seniors when I was a freshman. So unless it was like summertime, I don't know why they would be home, you know?
That would be weird.
But whatever it was, we're talking 5-year age gap. So like 13-year-old hanging out with 18-year-olds.
Fucked.
Very fucked, very illegal. Again, we're not going to use any names to protect the
Souls involved.
yes, but I guess, and honestly, we should have planned this out more, and we should have called somebody in to tell this story
Yeah.
firsthand.
But just give what do you know about this particular night?
Well, what I can say is, gathering from a third person perspective, she's a young girl.
This is like very this is a funny story. Like this isn't gonna turn like really dark.
Oh yeah,
like,
when we were talking like 18-year-olds and 13-year-olds, that has nothing.
Now I'm
to do
concerned.
With this. No. So she's young. She's got to be 15 max. But how I see it was she's partying with these older dudes. How she even linked up with them. I don't know. Um, Fucking high school seniors can be horn dogs, so I guess that explains it. I mean, it's not crazy to hear of a senior talking to a freshman or even an eighth grader. I mean, it's like crazy, but it's not unheard of.
Yeah. We're not
Um,
saying it's right, but it's definitely happened. It happens.
yeah.
So.
um, but yeah, so from I assume she was just getting really drunk, and like I have never gotten this drunk.
Me neither.
I know you haven't. I don't know anybody else who's gotten this drunk. But apparently the girl
Gun girl.
yeah, she gun girled herself. And
So,
if you don't know what that
yeah,
means,
now you'll know where the story's going if you.
she Caitlyn Bennett her pants. I mean, Second Amendment straight in the pants. She took a full blown shit in her trousers. Now I don't know the consistency. I was curious about that because I wanted to know how the guys put it together. Was it like so there's so many scenarios like it could be like the party's dying down and like the music's kind of quiet and you just hear like and
Well,
they all
that's what I
kind of
mean.
just like glance over at her and
What do
they're
you
like,
think
"Oh
it
my
was,
God."
sound or smell?
Well, yeah, or look. Sight.
Exactly.
It could be sound, smell, or sight.
Any of the imagery.
Because, like, yeah, bitch could have walked past and, like, you just get a nasty whiff of ass.
Well, I
And
mean,
then
there's a
you see
distinct.
a big old stink. Yeah, it's not even ass, though.
Yeah,
Like, poop has a smell.
It's way different than like.
Yeah, like,
fart.
if a bitch farted and then a bitch pooped, like, you could tell the difference. But, yeah, I guess bitch pooped. And, like I said, like, I mean, again, I should have done more research on this story because I do want to know if it was like a full blown like half gallon shit, or did she just like sneeze and like a little squirt came out, but enough to like stink up the room.
Exactly. And like, it was so like audibly clear that it was shit.
I know, dude. There's
That
so
they
many
were like,
scenarios.
"Oh, we have to make a move."
Because they could have smelled it, or like instead, like the music, like I just imagine they're just playing songs, and like there's like the 2 seconds of silence between each song, and just the song kind of just so you got your music here, and. It's
And like
playing.
the boys are chilling, everyone's hammered.
Everyone's just chilling, like having a conversation.
She's sleeping.
And it's kind of fading out and like moving into the next song, and you just hear it.
And then it just like cuts. And then it just like cuts out. Someone like press pause. They're just like,
"Did you hear that, dude?"
and then you're like looking around, and everyone's like, "I think it was. Was it her?"
Was it the freshman?
Someone's like, "Yo, someone checks."
Yo, bro, go check her, bro.
Someone's gotta check, bro.
Oh my god, that's what I'm saying. Like,
And then someone just does like a.
you just do the drive-by whip, just.
And he's just like, "Oh God, it's definitely shit.
Dude, she pooped herself, I think, bro.
It's definitely shit in there, man."
And then there's got to be like a couple minutes of just like laughing your asses off, freaking out. And then
like, what do we do? Like,
Yes.
it turns real serious. Like, we can't just leave her here. Like, she's like 14 or whatever. Like,
she's 14 and she's covered in poop.
Yeah. Like, we have a problem on our hands.
And then one of those fucking hot shots, this fucker had to have gotten a full ride to Harvard because he has the idea to put the bitch into a trash can.
Wait, like butt first? Like, so she's like.
See, that's what I'm saying. There's so many factors that I
listen,
need to know.
we are going to follow up with this story. We're
Okay,
going to
we'll
get
follow
someone
up.
on the podcast that was there.
We'll have a live caller to retell the story so we can get more information.
But yeah, this is what the story is in our heads, which is probably better than reality, which I'm totally okay with.
So yeah, I guess they put the bitch in a. I want to say it was a trash can. It might have been a trash bag, but I like to imagine it was a can.
A trash bag.
Yeah,
Like they just wrapped her.
like they just slip her legs in there and then like kind of tie it around her.
So it tightens it so it doesn't leak out.
Like, yo, bro,
She
make sure
starts-
that's a contractor bag. If she pokes a hole in that, we're fucked.
If she starts like rolling around in her sleep, they're like, yeah, no, we don't have to worry about any cleanup situation here.
Yes. So one of those fuckers had to like pick her up covered in poop. The other one had to hold open the garbage bag and then tie it around her waist and then carry her out to the curb.
Wait, what? like a bag of trash?
Yes,
They just
dude.
left her out there?
Well,
What?
they didn't leave her there. They put her outside until her mom got there.
Oh my god.
Dude, she was in a trash can and her mom pulled up. And her mom had to like pull her out of the can covered in poop and drive her home.
The boys probably thought that was such a solid idea. They're just like, oh, perfect. They're like,
Shit, dude. Like,
dealt
what do we
with.
do? Like, do we put her in the shower? No, dude, we can't do that.
That's
we might
creepy.
Get tied,
Yeah,
We might
exactly.
get tied up in some rape case.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude's like, yo, you got garbage bags, bro?
Yo, help me transfer this trash into the other bag. Let's use this bag. Like they definitely didn't get a fresh bag. They were just like some
There's
bags.
like cans and shit in there. There's a bunch of floaters in the bottom. So her like feet are all
feet are
covered in
soaked.
beer and poop.
Her feet are soaked with like Miller Lite mixed with like a few like red Solo cups with some leftover Tito's. Oh
Some
my
buffalo
god.
chicken dips just flung in there.
Yeah, some plates and forks and shit. Because you know there's always some pizza supplied or something at the party. Holy fuck, dude. I don't know why the idea of like her like unconscious through all this and then
Yeah,
like
dude,
the
I
boys
just
like
imagine. I mean, we got video here, so you'll see me. I mean, I'm just laying down here, just sleeping. I'm a chick, and then just out of nowhere, it just. And I imagine the bitch is not phased by it. She doesn't wake up. I don't think
she did not
like,
wake up.
Was she definitely asleep? She had to have been. Or do you think she's just standing there like mid conversation?
I'm like thinking of a totally different
And
scenario
she's like,
where
she's trying to make a move on one of the older dudes, and then like out of nowhere, she just rips like a full metal jacket into her pants.
plays it off, like knows it's bad, but like tries to play it off. Like I hope he didn't like realize how bad that was, but he did too. But like neither of them are like openly talking about
And
it.
then they both start to smell it.
He like breaks the conversation. He's like, yeah, and then like grabs his drink, walks away, goes immediately to a homie. He's like, yo,
It's
I
like,
think
yo, dude, she
she
shit
just shit her pants, I think, bro. And then you look over at her and she's like whispering to her friend, like, I really, that was a wet one. I don't know what to do. There's poop in me.
Ah,
Holy fuck.
I'm sorry for listening, girl. We didn't use your name, so
Yeah, you're good.
only you know that we're
You're
talking
good.
about you.
Feel free to call into the pod though if you are listening and
Yeah,
want to
if
tell
you
your
want to
side of the
embrace
story.
it, call in. Yeah, tell your side, because we might be making you look way worse than you actually are.
Yeah, well, definitely.
But to me, I mean,
But we just don't know how that else it could have gone.
you pooped and got thrown in the trash can. So that's the moral of the story,
Yeah.
and
She
that's facts.
She got tossed. Oh, so
So, I mean, that's a great way to end it right there, I think.
do you want to introduce some segments?
Oh, upcoming segments.
Yeah,
Should we
so
try
we're-
a couple?
Yeah, let's we have 3 to test out for you guys that we're going to try, you know. If they're hits, let us know. If they're misses, let us know, but I think the best podcasts I have like specific segments and they're recurring and it becomes kind of a thing like, you know, let's wait to see what Jack and Noll have to say about these certain things. So we'll start with one segment. I'm going to call it the question of the week, but it doesn't even have to be a question. You can just raise something completely random. Let me know what you think. So my first one is technically the day before your birthday is your own personal New Year's Eve.
I say you just rattle a few off just to
Should I?
just to fuck with people's minds.
I'll hit all
Because
of
the
these
only
ones.
reaction to all these is, holy fuck, true.
We know our parents our whole lives, but they'll only know us for a portion of theirs.
Holy fuck, true.
a bullet does its job after it's fired.
Holy fuck, true.
Um, I'm getting these from a TikTok, by the way. I love
We could
these.
just call this segment "Holy fuck, true."
Every time someone dies, information is lost that only they knew.
Fuck. True.
That's kind of crazy. Like, there's just stuff we'll never know. I'm trying to look for another one, but that's basically how that one will go.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we should just start having like 4 or 5 of those each episode just to
Well, I mean, the
just
perfect
to leave people with.
perfect example is the nostalgia episode. We ended up talking about Plymouth Rock. What did that have anything to do with anything? So
We were
that's
talking
basically the
about
idea.
Arkansas and then Little Rock, and then I said Plymouth Rock was a Little Rock, and you're like, "Well, not really," and I'm like, "Yeah, really. It's a fucking underwhelming rock, dude." Um, the other one was random topic generator, and this is actually super fucking simple but fun. You go to ratespeeches.com, and there's a fucking speech topics generator in there. And I will generate now. I'm going to generate 3 different topics. Theaters, financial planning, and golf carts. All right, well, we're going to try 3 more. Largest forest in the U.S. Condiments and weight gain.
Oh, let's pick one.
Condiments?
I was gonna say
I think
condiments.
condiments is fun. Honestly, dude, in the last like 2 years, like I thought mayo was disgusting, and now mayo is like in my top 3 condiments.
Dude, any deli sandwich has to have mayo and mustard for me.
Oh, I hate mustard.
Regular yellow mustard?
Ugh.
Dude, I need it.
Mustard is disgusting.
So what's the all-star lineup for condiments? Ketchup, mayo, barbecue sauce? I feel like
At
more
what
common than we
line?
think.
Yeah, is that a condiment? It's a sauce.
Oh, true. What even is a
Yeah,
condiment?
where's the line? Because ketchup's a sauce.
Exactly. I think condiments just refer to sauces that you can kind of add to multiple different meals. So I think barbecue sauce would fall into that. You know, if it's like, is Chick-fil-A sauce a condiment? Because technically it's only used for Chick-fil-A.
No. It's got to be like general shit. Like you could say relish.
Relish is definitely a condiment.
Yeah. Mayo.
Cheese?
No.
Not a condiment, right?
Like
onions?
no.
Because
No,
relish
no,
is not
no,
a sauce.
No. I think a condiment has to be like a thick liquid. Think about it.
Yeah. But, yeah, true.
Think about it, dude.
But I mean, if you think about it, if you were to get a hot dog, onions would be a condiment for that hot dog. Now, I'm saying onions in general. Is it a condiment?
I'm Googling condiment.
Um,
A substance such as salt or ketchup that is used to add or flavor food. So salt is a condiment? So every spice is a condiment.
true.
Fuck that, dude.
Oh, no. I don't
Fuck
like
this
that.
conversation now.
All right, press it again.
All right. Largest forest in the U.S. I don't know how you
Yeah.
talk about that.
Who would know that?
What do you
Or
think?
should we know that?
the Everglades, right?
I thought that was just a national park.
But isn't that the biggest like forest?
I don't know.
Redwood.
No, those are just
Those are
the
just
biggest
biggest
trees.
trees.
All right, hit it again. What do we got?
Shit, these kind of suck. Oatmeal. Okay, oatmeal.
I hate oatmeal.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, dude, oatmeal's pretty good, man. A
Only
little brown
tried it.
sugar
Only
on
tried
there.
it once and just didn't like
A
it.
little brown sugar, bro.
It's the
good.
consistency.
No, it's good.
Yeah,
Single parenthood. I don't know what to
don't
say
know
about
much
that.
about it. Move on.
Starvation. Again.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
All right. Let's move to like 10 topics so I can get
Yeah.
a bigger fucking array here.
Just read the list.
Most expensive airport in the U.S.
Don't know.
LAX.
I was gonna say LAX because New York has like 3, so it's like I don't know.
JFK is the big one, or LaGuardia. But
But
JFK
Newark,
is the big
well, I
one.
think Newark's actually
Newark's
the
in New
biggest
Jersey.
one. Yeah, but Those are the three, like in the Manhattan area,
Yeah.
New York City area, I should say.
Candy. Number one candy, go.
I don't even like candy. Well, so is like a chocolate bar
Yes,
candy?
yes.
Okay. I'm a big Kit Kat guy.
I was gonna say a Hershey bar,
Crunch
dude.
bar,
Just a normal ass Hershey's bar.
just straight chocolate.
Straight chocolate,
I'll
bitch.
eat it, but
Hershey's
nothing
is the
special.
best chocolate on the planet.
All right. What's next?
Wet.
Oh, I think it's about like, is water wet?
Oh,
Which that conversation, someone like broke it down scientifically. I
I
don't
saw
give
a
a
TikTok.
fuck.
Yeah, it's like
To me, water is wet
it is. Yes.
because you can be wet from things that
Because
are not
being
water.
wet is means that there's water molecules attached to whatever is being called wet, and water molecules can attach to themselves, so
Yeah.
therefore water's
Boom.
wet.
That was the scientific.
Something like that. Um, women's rights.
Uh,
I mean, I'm all for 'em.
yes.
Like, I don't know what else to say.
I'm pro women's
Yeah,
rights.
I am pro.
Uh,
Women should be able to read
I am
and
for.
drive
all
and
right.
everything else. All right. These are kind of terrible.
Just like read them off so we know what we're working with here.
All right. Democratic Party.
Fuck it. No.
I
Moving
don't
on.
want to talk
Yeah.
politics. What vegetable would you be? Okay, here we go.
Okay. But I mean, I don't know why I'd want to be a vegetable.
Well, okay. Is
So
the question, if you could be a vegetable, which one would you be? Or if right now God turned you into vegetable, which vegetable would he turn you into?
oh, like based on your personality?
Yeah.
Like what vegetable are you?
Yes.
Shit. I don't know. That one's
I
probably
don't know,
harder.
Cucumber came to my mind immediately.
For some reason, it came to my mind too, but I feel like that's just like the common vegetable. I also don't know the characteristics of certain vegetables opposed to others. I guess I would say, let's pick the vegetable would become if we could pick because they're sweet, like they're cool, like a top tier veggie. I'd probably be a carrot, dude. Everyone loves carrots, but sweet potatoes are underrated.
Starch.
Corn,
Starch.
just starch by itself.
No, I'm saying sweet potatoes are starch.
Oh, I
So
thought,
is
wait, I
corn.
thought a potato was a vegetable.
Uh-uh.
Oh, damn.
Uh-uh.
What would you be?
If I was choosing,
Yeah,
oh God, I
I'd
don't
definitely
know.
be a carrot.
Maybe a pepper.
Oh,
Peppers are fucking sick.
all right. What do we got next?
All right.
They all suck that bad.
One of them was misuse. How do you like?
That's just a word.
I get that these are speech topic generators, but how do you make a speech about misuse?
Yeah.
Testosterone, largest Indian reservation in the world. What the fuck are they talking about?
Are you clicking into it?
Oh, you can expand it. So it's like problems, harms, solutions, changing audience belief. Okay, this is fucked. We need to find a new website for the next topic generator. But we will finish off with trash bags.
Wow. Perfect.
Trash bags are great for storing garbage or 13-year-old who pooped herself.
Just straight shit in pants.
Or both.
Have you ever? Oh my god.
Are we gonna go into that? Have I ever shit my pants?
I was gonna say that.
I shit my pants actually pretty recently. It was probably like 6 months ago. I was I set tile for a living. So I was at a house, and like we were leaving the job site, and I'm just like loading up my trunk, and I cough, and like I cough, and I definitely farted. Like I knew I farted, but then like I walked over to my car and like I sat down in the driver's seat, and I was like, oh my god, I shit myself.
How much?
Just a squirt.
Yeah. Okay.
But then I like get back out of my car, and the dude I work with is like still like in his car, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, like I left my charger inside. Just head out. I'll catch you tomorrow, buddy. And so I like real slowly walk inside. Thank fuck like we didn't leave early that day or anything, because like nobody was in the house. If there was like contractors in the house, I would have been fucked. But I just walked in the house and like kind of like went off into like one of the corner rooms and like straight up took my pants off and took my underwear off. And I just tossed my underwear in like a garbage bag. And
Oh my god.
and I fucking wiped my ass with some paper towels and I threw those in the garbage bag too and I put my pants back on and then just walked out of the house like nothing had happened and just flung the garbage bag into the dumpster and I hopped in the car and drove home. But I will tell you I did throw out the pants. I felt like I had to.
So I just found a different website.
But I wasn't even sick. That was the weird thing. I just coughed.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the one time it happened to me, I wasn't even sick. It just something went awry.
Listen, there was a good streak where I was eating like straight fast food when I first moved out. So that might have been it, honestly. I just had a straight McDonald's chart.
I'm on this random topic generator, different one that's more like PG almost. And it's just shooting random shit, bro. Water skiing. Never done it. Goats. Dude, I think it's sick that like baby goats just like jump off shit. Like, what is that? Like, they're just like, constantly just running around, just fucking parkouring
like,
for no reason.
I don't know. They're weird, man. They're all like, I was going to say they're babies, but they are babies.
Boy Scouts, never been one.
I was.
Gorillas, sick.
Oh, we can talk about that for a while, dude.
Submarines. Who
Awesome.
the fuck invented those? You have to be kind of psychotic to be in a submarine if you think about it. Like, you're just in a little world underwater. People in the military
I
spend
think most
months
people would
underwater.
agree with me, but it does sound weird. I'd much rather be in like any sort of plane or rocket ship than a submarine, like deep in the bottom of the ocean.
In like a war scenario or just in general? Oh yeah, fuck yeah. I'd rather be anywhere in the sky than like trapped underwater.
Like on one hand, you could literally fall for like 10 minutes till you hit the ground and splat. Or the other,
you could just die instantly.
You're gonna drown to death, or the pressure is gonna explode your head or some shit. Yeah. Like I don't know. But the ocean is easily the scariest place that we know of.
Let's see, what do we got here?
We could go forever on this shit. But we had question of the week, random topic generator.
And we'll do quick hitters in the future when we have more of like a less specific episode.
What do you mean by quick hitters? Just
like, say the episode's about nostalgia, but I mean like Kobe Bryant dies. Like we could talk about it for 5 minutes.
Like just random shit.
Like kind of current events too, a little bit too. Yeah.
Got it.
Damn, vegetables again. Boats. I mean, did we talk about cruise ships last episode? Yeah, we did.
Yes.
Still don't know how they work.
I'm never going on a cruise. Not happening. Sorry.
Clowns. How do the idea of clowns actually work if you think about it? Who the fuck enjoys clowns? Why is that like a normal thing to have at a kid's birthday? Do you like clowns? Or did you when you were a kid?
No.
Like think they're funny or some shit?
I mean, maybe. I think, I don't know, clowns are an old thing.
They're fucking creepy, bro.
Clowns have been around for like at least probably 200 years. If not, they might be like really fucking old. But if you think about it, before the internet and fucking modern technology and shit.
Just entertainment,
yeah,
basically.
That's entertainment, dude. Like that shit, it's out of the ordinary, so it's entertaining.
I see an animal's name here, and now I'm just going to ask, if you could be any animal when you die, what would you become? I would be a hawk.
Flying would be dope.
Like, dude, a bird. Almost can't beat that,
A
bro.
bald eagle.
Yeah, I was thinking bald eagle. That's so basic, and also they're just kind of. I don't know. I wouldn't want people to see me and be like, "Holy fuck," you know what I mean? Because that's what a bald eagle is.
A hawk.
Whereas a hawk, like you see a hawk, you're like, "Oh, that
falcon.
thing's sick." But
Falcon.
yeah, falcon, hawk. Those are probably the two
Be sweet to be like a
coolest
cat.
birds.
Like a wild cat.
Like a tiger, almost,
Nah,
or like a mountain lion.
like a cheetah or a panther. A panther would be sick.
Panther.
Just lurking around in the jungle at night.
I mean, cheetah. I'm all about the transportation aspect of
Yeah.
it. Like, if
I
I
just
could
wanna
fly
go
or if I
fast.
could go fast. Dude, imagine being a cheetah. They go so fucking fast.
Or like a whale.
Yeah, I was thinking
Just hold
whale.
your breath for like a day.
And they're just so big. Like, nothing fucks with a whale. Literally
Some
nothing.
sharks.
People. That's
I think
it.
some sharks can kill
Like
whales. But,
giant
like,
ass
not a
whales.
Well, a killer whale is a shark, though.
Yeah. I'm saying like a
Like
blue
a
whale.
blue
The
whale.
biggest whale in the world. Like, sharks aren't fucking
Yeah,
with
I guess
that.
nothing's fucking with
Yeah.
that except global
It's the
warming.
size of like a plane.
Pollution.
Bigger than a plane, I'm pretty sure the biggest whales are.
Like a 747. That's crazy.
An animal that big. That's insane.
Imagine if we had a land animal that big. We would not be here. All right.
Yeah.
Should we wrap her up?
That's our story time right there. We hope you listened to part 1. Part 1 was definitely one for the books, something we hold very true to us, but thank you for listening to part 2 once again.
Absolutely.
And please subscribe, Tube Station Podcast on YouTube.
We're the Tube Station on Twitter, Tube Station Pod on Instagram.
Yep.
I am NollJ33 on fucking everything.
Everything.
Except Snapchat. You can't have my Snapchat.
We'll catch you next time.
Check Deem 22.
Thanks for listening to the Tube.